This started as kind of a leftovers idea after pizza night, and honestly, calzones are just hard to beat. Crispy on the outside, loaded inside, and really easy to throw together. I used my pizza dough for this. I'll link that recipe at the end of the video. First thing, let's get our oven going nice and hot. It takes about 30 minutes to warm up. Once the oven's heating up, we can start getting everything prepped. I'm thinly slicing some red onion and some green bell pepper, but honestly you can use whatever you want here. I also had some roasted chicken thighs left over, so I sliced those up thin and cut them into smaller pieces so the calzone's easier to eat. Then we'll get our cheeses ready. I'm using burrata and mozzarella, but make sure your mozzarella is low moisture. Once all the ingredients are prepped, we can start working on the dough. You want to make sure your dough's been sitting at room temperature for a few hours so it's relaxed and easy to work with. I'll put a little flour down on the board and just use my hands to stretch it out. I'm basically pressing with one hand and stretching with the other while turning it so I can keep this shape nice and round. And I don't use cornmeal or anything special here, just regular flour. And I've never had any issues with the dough sticking. Now that we have our shape, we can start building the calzone. I'll spread down a layer of pesto, just making sure not to go too close to the edges since we still need to seal everything up. And I build my calzones pretty much the same way I build my pizzas. Sauce first, then mozzarella cheese, then toppings, and then a little more mozzarella cheese on top. I like having that melted cheese on both sides of the filling. And for the calzone, I'm only building everything on one half since we're folding the dough over itself at the end. Otherwise, this would get really messy really fast once you try to fold it over on itself. One thing to keep in mind with burrata is it has a ton of moisture in it, so some of that's definitely going to leak out of the calzone, but I had it left over and wanted to use it, so I just went for it anyway. Once all the toppings are in, we'll just fold the dough over and seal the edges. I'm sure there are fancy ways to do this, but honestly I just want it sealed, so I press everything together with my fingers. I think it looks pretty good like this. Now I'll just cut a couple holes in the top so the steam can escape while it cooks, and then we can transfer it over to the pizza peel. When I slide the peel under the dough, I just grab one corner and gently work the peel underneath the whole thing. It works every time. And when it's time to launch it into the oven, I'll bring the calzone right to the edge of the peel, get that front edge down first, and then slowly slide the peel out from underneath it. I also keep the calzone more toward the edge of the oven where it's not quite as hot. Since it's thicker than a regular pizza, it needs a little more time to cook all the way through, without burning the outside. Once it's done, we'll pull it from the oven and transfer it over to the cutting board. Now normally I'd let this sit for a few minutes before cutting into it, but I wanted to get you that money shot, so I sliced into it pretty much right away, and some of that burrata and pesto started running out. Not a big deal, but that burrata is a little wet. Look at that inside. Crispy on the outside, melted cheese all the way through, and that pesto and burrata just running into everything. If you want to make this yourself, I'll have my pizza dough recipe linked at the end of this video. And if you enjoy watching videos like these, we'd love to have you subscribe and come gather at our table. I'll catch you on the next one.